Welcome to another episode of J Inclusive. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, and set your notifications on so you are alerted every time I upload. In the age of social media, fame can come in an instant, and sometimes for reasons no one could have predicted. This is the story of Eric Dodds and Johntae Collier, two young men whose life together was shared with hundreds of thousands online, and whose world would soon unravel amidst a shocking, violent crime. Eric and Johntae, both 23 at the time, were from Huntsville, Alabama, known online for their TikTok, YouTube, and OnlyFans content.
Drip that in lace
Together, they built a following of nearly 1 million fans, with their content centered in intimacy, confidence, and queer visibility. To supporters, they were aspirational, the perfect couple, but to critics, something felt performative. Some believed Eric was the emotional anchor. Others insisted Johntae was the mastermind. Dakota Bradshaw was a 29-year-old man from Rossville, Georgia, a small community near the Tennessee border. At the time of his death, he was working for Walmart as he had hoped to attend college to pursue a career in cybersecurity, but that dream would never come to fruition. On August 1st of 2022, Walker County Sheriff's deputies and Rossville Police Department officers responded to a shots-fired call on East Peachtree Street in Rossville, Georgia, around 1 in the afternoon. When deputies and officers arrived on the scene, they discovered Dakota Bradshaw shot dead inside his home. Dakota was taken to Erlanger Hospital, where he later died, but it wouldn't take long for his killers to be brought to justice. It would be Eric and Johntae's flamboyant online presence that would lead investigators to their door. While investigating the case, they wrote over 70 search warrants, searched endless social media accounts, and collected phone data to track the couple, from Huntsville to Chattanooga to where the murder occurred. On Wednesday, August 10, 2022, the United States Marshals Task Force in Huntsville arrested Johntae. As news of his arrest began flooding the internet streets, Eric posted a video claiming that his partner was innocent of any wrongdoing. He even started a GoFundMe to raise money for Johntae's defense.
It's Eric. I promise y'all an update, and here it is. So for the past couple of days in the media, I've been seeing like a lot of things about John, and y'all are concerned about John. Is he okay? Has he harmed someone? Like, has he did anything to someone? No, he has not done anything to no one. Y'all know John. John will not harm a soul. He's the most free-spirited, caring person that I know to myself. He loves me even more than I even love myself, you guys. So I just wanted to get on here and update it that John is okay. I am okay, you guys. I'm okay. Everything is good. My baby will be home soon. He has not harmed a soul, you guys. And I just wanted to clear the air. I just wanted to clear all the he say, she say, and everything like that. It's just making me mad, guys. NJ is okay, and we'll be back together and back posting very soon. I love y'all.
Ironically, just a few days later, Eric was arrested, but authorities weren't done.
The preliminary hearing took place Tuesday afternoon at the Walker County Courthouse. The two 23-year-olds from Huntsville, Alabama listened alongside Bradshaw's family and friends to the testimony of GBI agent Daniel Nicholson. Nicholson testified that a woman involved in the shooting named Ms. Collins has since revealed new details about what happened that August afternoon. The agent says the motive behind the incident was to retrieve a blue Dodge Challenger registered under Collier's name from Bradshaw's property. Collins' job specifically was to be the one who drove off with the Challenger. To get to Bradshaw's, he says Collins rode along in a red truck with Collier, Dodds, and others to get the car, and everyone was armed. Collins told Nicholson that Dodds was highly emotional, crying in rage, and carrying a rifle sporting an army green camo design. The agent says Dodds reassured Ms. Collins that he would protect her as she took the Challenger. Nicholson says Collins told him she heard 4 to 5 gunshots as she raced from the red truck to the blue Dodge. She is currently in custody. Nicholson also warns residents to be on the lookout for a man named Darius Woods, who is still on the loose. He says Woods was a member of the shooting party and has previously killed 2 people.
The Walker County Sheriff's Office, GBI, and the U.S. Marshal Service are needing your help.
They're searching for the 4th murder suspect in the August 1st murder of Dakota Bradshaw in Rossville. Dallas Payton has the story.
The fourth suspect is 26-year-old Darius Woods of Chattanooga. Walker County Sheriff Steve Wilson says there is a $500 reward for tips leading up to his arrest. Johntae, Collier, Eric Dodds, and Deja Collins have all been charged in the murder of Dakota Bradshaw. Bradshaw was shot while standing in front of a window inside of his home in Rossville. He later died at the hospital. Sheriff Steve Wilson hopes to add Woods to that list soon.
Darius Woods is a black male, 5'7", 170, with brown eyes, black hair. He's 26 years of age, born on April the 13th of 1996.
Woods is also wanted for a murder in Clarksville, Tennessee that happened prior to the incident in Walker County. Joe Montgomery with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation says Wood is considered armed and dangerous as he's known for carrying a gun with him.
Darius has several connections. He has connections to Chattanooga. He has connections to Atlanta. He has connections to Huntsville. He has connections to Minor Hill, Tennessee. So there's a wide range of areas that we feel like he could possibly be in.
Montgomery says Woods is believed to be the final suspect in this case.
There may be other charges against other persons that are on the edges that could have helped this group perpetuate this murder, but that's something that we're still kind of working through right now.
Sheriff Wilson says every single tip matters in this case, small or big.
That the public is the eyes and ears in our community, and it's never more true in this case here, because law enforcement, we have been looking for him for a few weeks, and now we're reaching out to the public and asking for the public's help.
Darius Woods was eventually arrested and charged in the murder of Dakota. He currently sits behind bars as authorities continue to investigate his role in the murder, as the defense's explanation of Darius's role in the crime raises questions. If the car was indeed stolen, then why didn't Johntae report it to the police and let them handle it? They could have told authorities they tracked the car to Georgia and met the police at said residence. Why did Darius separate from the group? If the motive was to simply retrieve the car, why did Darius show up to Dakota's home after the car had already been retrieved? How did the car end up at Dakota's house if it were stolen by someone Eric knew?
We now know the fate of two men who were sentenced in a Walker County courtroom earlier today. A judge handed down 2 life sentences today, one to Eric Dodds, the other to Johntae Collier. Both were found guilty of the murder of Dakota Bradshaw back in May. Authorities say the duo's popularity online played a role in their investigation.
Fox Chattanooga's Jordan Carnbeck joins us now in studio and walks us through what happened. Jordan.
That was Eric Dodds and Johntae Collier. The 2 former TikTokers were sentenced to life in prison today. Eric Dodds received a life sentence without the possibility of parole and an additional 5 years for possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Johntae Collier received life with the possibility of parole and an additional 5 years for possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. On May 30th, Walker County officials announced that the 3rd suspect, Deja Larissa Collins, pleaded guilty to Bradshaw's murder. The 4th suspect, Darius Woods, was arrested on November 4th of last year. His case is still pending. Now, we reached out to Dakota's family. His cousin, Carmen Nicole McCormick, told us she is, quote, sad to see families ruined over an ignorant decision, and now we all lost someone, them to prison.
After his conviction, Johntae's mother set up a spot fund to raise money for her son, whom she believed had been a victim of a wrongful conviction. I am asking for help taking care of legal fees for my son, Johntae Collier. Our justice system has tragically failed him, wrongfully accused and convicted. John's entire life has been stripped and taken from him before it's really even begun. I will not negate the fact a life was lost, and our deepest sympathies go out to the victim's loved ones. But John is not a murderer. To convict and sentence him as such is another life lost. This is not justice, but is a display of how grossly our justice system can discriminate and fail the very people it's meant to protect. Not only has it failed my son, but wrongfully convicting someone does not bring justice for the victim and their loved ones either. We are appealing this conviction in order to seek justice for my son. Due to the manipulation of laws, evidence, and bigotry of this small town system, I'm having to ask for your help with legal attorney fees. Please donate and or share this with as many people as possible to spread the word. Anything helps. Some online see Johntae as a victim of circumstance. Others see both Eric and Johntae as being victims of Darius, whom they believe was the real killer. After sentencing, one of Johntae's brothers, who was 18 at the time, passed away. Due to circumstances, he was unable to attend the funeral. One of his other brothers who did adult content has stopped, while another brother of his continues to do OnlyFans content. Johntae has since turned on his former lover, saying Eric and his brother are the reason he is in prison and that his former lover isn't innocent. He also made claims that since the incident, he's been scared into silence by Eric and his family, something he regrets allowing to happen. According to Eric, he continues to stand by his statement that it was his brother who shot Dakota through the window of his home, not he or Johntae. Interestingly, both Eric and Johntae have remained to have a decent following since their conviction. Eric, who is currently serving a life sentence for murder, plus 5 additional years for possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, still maintains his innocence, claiming that eventually he will be exonerated. Eric continues to create and regularly post adult content, including pics and videos from prison. According to him, he's trying to make enough money to pay off his lawyers so they can get a new trial. Johntae also maintains an online presence where he too posts adult content with other inmates on different websites and apps. Dakota Bradshaw's life was cut short, a promising young man with his own future ahead, but his family continues to seek peace and meaning amid their significant loss. This is not just a story about likes, followers, and social media fame. It is a cautionary tale about the complex intersection of digital celebrity, reality, and responsibility, and how one irrational decision can ruin your life. And for viewers of their content, be careful not to idolize anyone's relationship, as social media feeds are often filled with a rosy, one-sided view of reality that doesn't tell the full story of anyone's relationship.
All right, I think we are ready. Good afternoon. Welcome to Walker County, to Lafayette. I'm Steve Wilson, Walker County Sheriff. Also, I have with me today behind me Clay Fuller, the District Attorney for the Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit, and Joe Montgomery, the Special Agent in charge of Region 1 at the Calhoun office. We want to welcome you to this press conference today. I'll be introducing Clay Fuller here in just a moment and Joe Montgomery. Today we want to talk about the August 1st, 2022 murder and the subsequent conviction this past week in Walker County Superior Court. The murder was the victim, was Dakota Bradshaw, 29 years of age. And this past week, 2 of the suspects were convicted in Walker County Superior Court, and Clay will be talking about that. I would like to say, just right out here about the partnership that we shared with the GBI, with the District Attorney's Office, also with the other law enforcement agencies, Chattanooga PD, the ABI. This was law enforcement agencies from 3 states that banded together to make an arrest, and subsequently this past week convict 2 individuals that were charged in that crime of August 1st of 2022. We all worked well together. We've always worked well together, but in this case it was a team effort, and I'm sure DA Fuller will talk more about that. But anyways, thank you for being here, and at this time I'll turn it over to District Attorney Clay Fuller.
My name is Clay Fuller. I'm the District Attorney for the Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit, and I appreciate everyone being here this afternoon because there was important information that we wanted to get out to the media and ultimately to the community, because last week, because of the unrelenting work of the GBI and the Walker County Sheriff's Office, 12 members of our community came back with a verdict that spoke the truth. Dakota Bradshaw was gunned down in our community in a senseless act of violence. Now I want to talk a little bit about Dakota Bradshaw, the victim in this case. He was known for always having a smile on his face. He graduated near the top of his class in high school, and he was hoping to pursue a career in cybersecurity. He was a son, a brother, and by all accounts, an amazing friend. I'd like to say to Dakota's family that we know that this verdict does not bring Dakota back, but justice for Dakota was done, and we hope this brings some measure of peace to the family. In too many parts of this country, prosecuting offices do not support their hardworking law enforcement partners. The partnership between my office, the GBI, and the Walker County Sheriff's Office in this case should be an exemplar really to the entire country. Because in too many parts of our country, violent criminals and lawlessness reign supreme, and prosecuting offices do nothing about it. I want to thank, there's a couple of people that I want to thank for that partnership that we have with our law enforcement partners. First, Sheriff Steve Wilson of the Walker County Sheriff's Office, and I want to thank Special Agent in Charge Joe Montgomery of the GBI for that relationship, and specifically to the GBI's work in this case, because the public needs to know how strong of a case the GBI presented to the District Attorney's Office. First off, you need to know that the job of being a GBI agent is not something that's 9 to 5. You're getting called late in the night, you're responding to difficult situations, and you're going out into inclement weather, into the storm, to find every shred of evidence and every piece of the truth that you can find. And that's exactly what happened in this case, and it was a complex case. And the GBI, and we have some of the GBI agents here in the audience, have put in countless man hours to make sure that they found the truth and found every shred of evidence that they could. And they presented a powerful case to our office. So I want to thank you, Joe. Thank you to your team. I really appreciate it. Then to my office. It takes a number of component parts of a district attorney's office to ensure that a case is ready to prosecute. From our administrative staff, led by Amy Brown, to our investigative staff, led by investigator Christy Smith, to our victim advocate team, led by Director Amy Reed, but specifically pointing out Ashley Nicholson in our office, who put in so many hours of work to ensure that we are ready to present this case to the jury. But last but not least, I want to thank two people in my office standing behind me here today. First, Chief Assistant District Attorney Kevin Baugh, and Assistant District Attorney Deanna Reisman. When we talk about man hours, when we talk about sleepless nights, when we talk about hours away from their family, that's what these two individuals did. It's a stressful thing to bring a case to a jury, and they worked so hard to ensure that we could achieve justice for Dakota. They are two of the best litigators in the state, and I would put them up against any defense counsel in the nation and expect justice in that case. So the citizens of Northwest Georgia need to understand and rest assured that the enduring partnership between law enforcement, the GBI, the Walker County Sheriff's Office, and the District Attorney's Office, through that partnership, we will always pursue justice. And in closing, I think there's something that's important that I address, especially if you've been paying attention to events that have happened in a city like Chicago over Memorial Day weekend, where 50 plus people were shot, over 10 individuals lost their lives over Memorial Day weekend. The public needs to know that in Northwest Georgia, we are not like those communities. We are not Manhattan. We are not St. Louis. We are not Chicago. We are not Portland. We are not Los Angeles. And we are definitely not San Francisco. If you are a violent criminal and you come into our community, this team, and you hurt somebody in our community, this team behind me, we are going to do everything that we can to ensure justice is done. That's a fact, and that's a promise. Thank you.
This time I'd like to introduce Special Agent in Charge Joe Montgomery.
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon. I want to take just a little time to thank everybody for coming today. I hope that your prayers will be with Dakota Bradshaw's family and their loss. But as you look behind me, you see it's not just one person that makes these cases. You have to have two parts. When this case first happened, we call this a whodunit. When someone is killed and we don't know who has done this, we call it a whodunit. So we roll out most of the agents in the office. At this time, I only had about 5 agents, so all 5 agents go, and then I go. And that's not where it stops. Sheriff Wilson had his detectives out, so you become a force multiplier. And these guys work countless hours. I mean, 10, 20 hours a day trying to get where we are today. And not only that, their partnership with the District Attorney's Office. The minute this thing happened, when Dakota was killed, we made contact with the DA's office. We called Kevin and Deanna and said, this is what we have. This is the direction we're headed. We met with them on a weekly basis, sometimes a daily basis, that we got closer to show them what we had and to try to get the direction we needed to be. I'd like to also thank Daniel Nicholson, Special Agent Daniel Nicholson, and Special Agent Caitlin Flowers, and Special Agent Steve Rogers, their dedication in this, and especially Daniel's for his leadership, because we had 3 veteran agents and 3, or sometimes 2, very inexperienced agents. So his leadership and Steve's leadership kind of guided them to where we needed to be. But also wanted to thank the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, the Huntsville Police Department, the U.S. Marshal Service, the Chattanooga Safe Streets FBI Task Force, and the TBI. This case stretched into 3 states. We had 3 defendants in 2 different states, and the murder happened here in Georgia. So you try to corral all of that and put all that together, and it becomes a huge undertaking. So it's so much easier when you have these guys on board from day one. This is where we're at. This is where we're headed. They wrote over 70 search warrants. They looked through endless social media accounts, endless phones. And if you think about how much stuff your phone has, think about looking through 10, 15, 20 phones, 30 or 40 social media sites, all kinds of social media that they had to go through in order to get us to where we are, plus the search warrants, conducting all search warrants, collecting phone data. Our intel analyst, Lori Lane, did such a magnificent job with the cellular data and compiling that to where we could track these defendants from Huntsville to Chattanooga to where the murder occurred. You don't get that a lot. So their dedication in doing this case was tremendous, and I can't thank them enough for the time that they put in, because sometimes this is a thankless job, and sometimes it's a long hours job, and these guys didn't mind doing it. They were out there doing it. And along with Steve's detectives, they were right there with us the whole time. The night that we did the search warrant in Huntsville, I don't think we got home till 7 or 8 that morning from driving over, searching, seizing cars, seizing phones, and then trying to bring the case back here. So my hat's off to them for their great work and dedication. Our office works anywhere from 30 to 40 death investigations a year, and you try working that with 4 and 5 agents. So you can see what hours they compile in doing these cases. And you think about the search warrants that they have to look and obtain and look through the information that they get. The social media sites alone were so voluminous, it's just hard to imagine. I could not believe it sometimes myself when that information came in. So I just want to thank them for all their hard work and for these guys behind me, because this case would have not gotten to where it was without all of us working together and putting in the time and the man hours that they did. And I think the citizens of Walker County are lucky to have these guys behind them.